for the land of the...
Well, the weekend has officially begun.
Kevin, thank you.
Indeed. Something special, David. Thanks. Here are the starters for Los Angeles. They've got Paul George. Kawhi Leonard is out there with Batum. That's Rajon Rondo. And it's Zubats in at the center, locking down the middle. And for Dallas, they've got Porzingis. Luka Doncic out there with Josh Richardson. Then there's Marjanovic. And it's Finney-Smith in at the small forward. Now, here's Marjanovic. Doncic passes to Marjanovic. Good. And the assist goes to Doncic. Deep benches tonight, Greg, on both sides. This seems to be a growing trend.
You know, teams are digging deeper than ever before, even getting into the two-way contracts that give you depth past your top 15 guys. One, you're trying to protect the investment in your big-ticket items, your franchise-caliber players, but you got to keep an eye on the future in terms of player development. That's another area where the league has really changed when you look at the makeup of these rosters.
Well said. Doncic kicks to Marjanovic. Richardson against Rondo. And that one's good. Marjanovic.
I like seeing Josh Richardson distribute the ball, especially when his teammates are wide open. That makes for an easy pass.
And George, here we go. And no good that time. Good work defensively by Richardson. Fast break, Dallas. Here's Porzingis. Doesn't go that time. The Clippers go the other way with it. Rondo with a clean look. No good on the triple.
Yeah, a little bit surprising he hasn't connected on at least one of his 3 shots yet, but he's going to keep shooting.
Well, coming into the league with immense potential, Porzingis has already fulfilled much of it, already an all-star. But, you know, Greg, there are still areas he's working on.
Yeah, he's definitely getting stronger and more physical. You'd like to see him make the next pass a little more often when a teammate has a better shot. But if he can just stay healthy, boy, the sky's the limit on what he can accomplish.
Porzingis hits the layup after this sweet pump fake to freeze the D.
Well, not hard to see why they are giving up points on this run. Just too many good looks from in close.
They need this. And the call on the shot that sends him to the line. It's on Luka Doncic.
There's a quiet intensity that Kawhi Leonard brings to both ends of the floor, a defensive menace, and it's amazing to watch him just how disruptive he can be when he's guarding a 1, 2, 3, or even 4-man and messing up offensive scheme.
Now here's Doncic. To the inside. Kicks it out to Richardson. It's stolen by Rondo. Leonard attacking. And the rebound goes to the Mavericks.
Yeah, trying to get going here, but that's an offer for the first 5 here to start the game.
And Finney-Smith gets it to go.
Oh, this is the kind of start they were hoping for.
George looking around. And they come right back with their own three-pointer.
Well, that three-pointer's got to fire up George and the entire team.
Doncic against Leonard. Richardson kicks to Porzingis. 1:57 left in the first. Just 5 to shoot. The drive by Doncic. Uses the glass to finish the layup.
And they're forcing the ball inside, and it's working like a charm.
The deep 3 from George. Leonard the pass to Zubats. Some nice ball movement by the Clippers. And Leonard gets it to go on the assist by George.
Well, being aggressive in the painted area, you love the attacking element that Kawhi Leonard brings to the game.
Marjanovic down low, defended by Batum, and the shot goes down. Marjanovic has got 6 points.
And they've done well at taking advantage of some late defensive rotations and getting the ball in the paint.
Leonard the pass to Zubats. And Batum kicks to George. Elbow shot. Zubats. Great positioning on the putback.
Just in a perfect position to grab that rebound and then get the putback.
And so it's Doncic with it. He brings it up for Dallas. 6-point lead. Kicks it out to Richardson. And he wills that one in, sinking right through off the back iron.
And they've had assists now on their last 3 baskets.
George against Doncic. A nice shot by George. George has got his second bucket of the night.
So good, so experienced. Paul George can convert the toughest of buckets.
Leonard against Doncic. Kicks it out to Richardson. Doncic passes to Finney-Smith. Here's Marjanovic, and it's Dallas with another.
And they've repeatedly probed inside in the first half, guys, and it's paid off.
Outside, Batum. From deep, George.
And it's just encouraging to see Luka step up on defense. Must continue to bring that type of intensity.
And if you're just joining us, we've played through 1 quarter in this one. And guys, what's your take so far on the Mavs?
Well, their effort on the defensive end has set the tone for this game.
Yeah, defense has been infectious here as everybody stepping up aggressively on that end.
And the Clippers, looking at who they've got. They've got Kennard. Marcus Morris is out there with Patrick Patterson. Then there's Reggie Jackson. And it's man in at the 2 spot. Here's Patterson. Another shot. And it's good on the way in. Patterson's got the opening basket here in the second quarter for the Clippers.
Well, Patterson usually on the perimeter. This time down on the inside, doing a little bit of damage.
Brunson the pass to Cauley Stein. Yep, it counts.
Fantastic ball movement. They're picking them apart with their passing.
Clippers trail by 8. And there's the foul. It's on Jalen Brunson. That is his first foul of the game. Clippers with the ball. In the corner, Kennard with it. Here's Jackson out to the wing and stolen by Redick.
And that's a rare turnover, just their first here in the half. So that's one thing we've seen them do pretty well, valuing their possession.
So many different offenses that Tim Hardaway Jr. has played in, but he's trying to improve in his on-court awareness. A good show of it there.
Here's Jackson. The Mavericks making the shot. It's good.
All the way to the bucket, no resistance, just swipe the candy from him.
Second quarter of action, about a minute and a half played. Hardaway kicks to Brunson. Back to Hardaway. 6 to shoot. Powell finds Hardaway. Dallas needs to get off a shot. The shot by Powell, no good. Clippers trail by 8. Here's man. Off target at the rim. And here in the second, 2 minutes gone by. Redick from deep three-point land. It's Powell on the wing. Kennard covering. And it's out of bounds. They say it was last touched by Brunson. The Clippers have gone 2 of 4 shooting the ball here in the second. Jackson deciding where to go with it. The shot off that time, and the Mavericks going the other way now.
A slight advantage for them in the rebound department, but that oftentimes is all it takes.
The putback, it's good on the putback.
That makes it 10 of their last 12 coming from inside the paint.
Jackson against Brunson. Pass to Kennard. Feeds to Patterson. All sorts of time. His shot is good, making him a perfect 2 for 2 from the floor. I'm sure you've got a list, Greg, of players you've visited with over the years who you really enjoy spending some time with and talking to.
I mean, there's so many, Kevin. A couple guys, and there is a little bias as a point guard, but Damian Lillard and Steph Curry and Chris Paul are 3 guys that, you know, I enjoy sitting down and talking shop with. Giannis, witnessing his journey to greatness, all the while he remains humble and really appreciates his position. So several of these guys, I'm also not just an analyst, partner, but a fan and a big fan of theirs.
You are a fan indeed. Here's Brunson. Patrick Patterson picking up that last bucket. Powell kicks to Brunson. And that's a foul. It's called on Reggie Jackson. That is his first foul of the game. And Dallas going with a whole new group out there. 1:21 left in the first half. Doncic against Leonard. Shot clock at 6. Marjanovic passes to Doncic. Over Leonard. No good that time. So Los Angeles will take it the other way. And it's Finney Smith with the rebound. Dallas leading by 6. And it's sent back by George.
You can't toss up the weak stuff around Paul George. He sees it coming and uses his reach to get to it. He creates such a great opportunity right at the rim, and he just can't get it to go. Even with the defense not really a factor.
Dallas shooting their first free throws tonight. The first trip to the stripe in this one. And both free throws good for Porzingis.
Boy, he's got a great stroke from the line. That's not something we can say about all the league's big guys.
Doncic against George. From deep. The Clippers keep it alive. That shot, no good. Mavericks have gone 3 of 8 from the field since the beginning of the second quarter. Marjanovic finds Richardson. Doncic outside. Passes it to Porzingis. Good. And the assist goes to Doncic. Porzingis has got the lead up to 10 now for Dallas.
Porzingis playing with some heart now, never giving up or into the defense, muscling through that difficult shot.
And so it's the Dallas Mavericks.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey, everybody. Good to see you. Win or lose, Kenny, the Mavericks have been one of the more stable organizations. And that'll do it.
We played through the first half. Plenty of basketball, though, left in this one. You look at Boban Marjanovic. He's really playing well.
Yeah, it's been a great performance from him. Really staying focused on quality shots.
Now, this is showing that they're not going to play at anybody else's pace but their own.
And now let's check out the lineups courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go for the second half of basketball. On the floor right now for the Mavericks, Porzingis is out there with Marjanovic. Then there's Luka Doncic. Then it's Josh Richardson. And it's Finney Smith in at the 3. Dallas leading by 10. Doncic outside. Up top, Marjanovic. Back to Doncic.
And he's capable of scoring from anywhere, really. Doncic has a strong grasp here of the mid-range.
Guys are looking for a spark here.
Yeah, a cold stretch offensively, for sure.
Here's George, and he drops in the layup off the glass. George has got 7.
Well, we've seen that movie a few times, haven't we? An easy bucket in the paint.
Doncic kicks to Porzingis. Doncic finds Richardson. Here's Marjanovic, and he banks in the layup. He's got 10.
That kind of looks like a predictable shot, one that they want. The defense has to prevent the ball from getting into that sweet spot.
Doncic with the steal. Dallas moving the ball around. Back to Porzingis. Pass to Marjanovic. It's hauled in by the Clippers. Rondo kicks to Leonard. And oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot 2.
And in a player empowerment era, no greater power move move than Kawhi Leonard's last year. Fresh off a Finals MVP with the Raptors, he signed with his hometown Clippers and compelled a trade for Paul George.
Think about that 14-month run where Kawhi Leonard made his way to Toronto, a team that was on the cusp for many seasons. Goes there, wins the MVP and the championship for the Raptors, and then ends up in his hometown of Los Angeles to try to do the same for the Clippers. Now that's getting it done and writing your own story.
Morris. Good on the shot, and that shaves the lead to single digits. Morris has got his first basket of the night.
Terrific score there off the miss by Morris. Doesn't get a ton of offensive rebounds, but making that one count.
And the dunk by Powell.
And how about that? What a sensational finish.
Hey, you got to be able to get some hang time to do that one. Jackson against Hardaway. Leonard attacking. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws. It's going to go on Willie Cauley-Stein.
Such a difficult guy to keep up with and also have a conversation with. Leonard, sometimes all you can do is foul him.
And the Clippers making a switch here. Man's checked in.
Probably as close to a sure thing as you can have at the free throw line.
Brunson kicks to Hardaway. Dishes it to Powell. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Stolen by Jackson. It's 3-on-3 on the fast break. And the wide open shot from Morris. And the shot is good, dropping in off the front of the rim.
And dangerous in that catch and shoot game. In fact, anytime Morris can square up, he's a lot more consistent.
Cauley-Stein kicks to Hardaway. The pass to Brunson. Hardaway dishes to Cauley-Stein. Outside Hardaway. Just 3 to shoot. Up again. Morris with the rebound. Clippers trail by 6. Jackson passes to Leonard. That's tipped. Second half here. We're just over 3.5 minutes into it. And that's an intentional foul.
Really no idea why you're fouling in a situation like that. You know, maybe there's some bad blood between those two.
Dallas making a switch here. Porzingis is checked in. Bucket is good. Porzingis has got his 3rd bucket of the night.
How about the touch from Porzingis, demonstrating just how comfortable he is operating in that area of the floor.
Kennard for 3. And the rebound goes to the Mavericks. Porzingis has got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight. Powell, the pass to Porzingis. And the dunk by Porzingis.
Oh, inflicting some punishment with the 2-hand flush.
They're going for the throat. Here's Jackson. Not going to go that time. Nice D from Porzingis. And so it's Brunson with it. He brings it up for Dallas. Hardaway kicks to Redick. Shoots the 3. That one no good. And it's the Clippers taking it the other way. Inside. On the wing, Morris. Pass to man. Kennard on the wing. On the wing, Jackson. Nice move. It's tipped. And here we go. The Mavericks on a fast break. Porzingis has got the ball. Hardaway kicks to Redick. Got it up. What a play. Simply drains it in at the buzzer.
The defense has to be beside themselves there. Terrific shot to close out the quarter by him.
Now let's take a look at our assist of the game presented by State Farm.
And the definition of teamwork right there, guys. I mean, what great communication between them, and what a beautiful feed.
The coaches talk about it all the time, but to be able to play with that kind of feel, nice play, collaborating, improvising, and organic.
And as we head into the 4th, we'll see if there's a comeback in the works or if it's more of the same from the first 3 quarters. And on the floor for the Clippers here in the 4th, Marcus Morris is out there with Batum. Then it's Paul George. Then it's Ivica Zubac. And it's Rondo in at the point guard position. Hardaway, no good.
Well, they shouldn't be giving that shot to anyone, but they certainly shouldn't be giving it to him. That's a big break for the defense.
Dallas leading by 13. Passes it to Pop. Back to Hardaway. Some nice passing here by Dallas. Rondo against Brunson. Controls the rebound and puts it back up and in.
And there's a pattern starting to take shape here. They're working it inside and getting good shots from close range.
Here's George. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line. Greg, did you know when you were playing that you'd eventually want to call games, be in the broadcast table?
Kevin, no idea. I didn't have any clue. And quite honestly, didn't really think that there was a career that one could have in terms of broadcasting. You know, because cable was just kind of coming on as I was retiring. You didn't have your own network and the things that we take for granted now. So looking back on it, no, but boy, am I glad I did.
I am glad you did too. You probably don't remember this. Doc Rivers and I were doing a game. You came over to say hi to the two of us. Went back out on the floor. Doc nudges me and said he'll be great in TV someday. We saw it then.
He's a good mind. The man knows what he's talking about.
Now George, after Luka Doncic's three-pointer that didn't go. Now here's Marjanovic. Kicks it to Doncic. Takes the three. Back to Marjanovic. Doncic feeling it out. And there it is for him.
They're doing a really good job of getting the ball inside and attacking the paint. That's an area they have completely dominated.
Rondo finds George. Leonard with the ball. Porzingis with the block.
You can see Porzingis taking some pride right now on the defensive end of the floor, taking care of the shooter with his long wingspan that time. That's a big target in Porzingis, but he delivers.
Clippers trail by 17. The three from George. Drills it from outside. George has got 5 points now this quarter.
That's just tremendous scoring instinct. So fun to watch him work in the half court.
Marjanovic passes to Richardson. Finney-Smith kicks to Richardson. Pass to Marjanovic. Back to Porzingis. Takes it from 10. That one wide left. For Los Angeles, they've gone 1 of 4 since the end of the third quarter. Here's George. Banked in off the glass.
Think back to when Paul George entered the league in the 2010-11 season for the Indiana Pacers, a skinny kid. Not so much anymore.
Now here's Marjanovic. Wide open, couldn't capitalize.
He wants that one over again, I guarantee that. Nobody's even in the neighborhood.
And he gets it to go as they call the foul. He's on his way to the line for one more.
How about battling through the impact there and then willing that basketball in?
Throw good, Paul George.
With Paul George, it's pretty awesome. You get the whole package. You get great scoring, you get good playmaking and rebounding, you get a defender with active hands. There's a lot of things about Paul George that can elevate everything you do to have great team success.
And that one's good, Marjanovic.
Really crisp, intelligent passing to make that basket possible.
The deep three from George. A rebound by Marjanovic. Dallas leading by 11. Here's Finney-Smith. And here's Doncic from the arc. Kawhi Leonard with the rebound.
And now as the clock ticks down, this is going to end up as a solid victory.
Oh, the power on that threw down.
Unreal. Well, not only looking at Paul George get up, look at the guys on the bench loving it from PG.
Doncic against Leonard. It's Richardson on the wing. Trying to find Marjanovic. Gets it over to him. Finney-Smith kicks to Porzingis. Finney-Smith, great positioning on the putback.
This arena was rocking throughout the night. You could really feel the energy.
A huge motivation, always great for a young team, but Veteran players also appreciate when fans come with that kind of energy and get into the spirit of the game.
They've shared the load offensively.
And guys, they put the defense on their heels. You can see right now they're trying to react, and that's what you want when you're in a rhythm offensively.
And here's Doncic from the arc. Drills the three-pointer. And the Mavericks lead by 14.
And he can play the long-range game, the mid-range game. He takes it to the rack. Doncic is a versatile three-level scorer.
George way outside. So no problem for Dallas as they get the win. A confident win. David, thank you as always. Thank you for joining us. The Mile High City of... Hi, everyone. We're coming to you live on... Both teams tonight dealing with some injuries. Here's a look at who's out for the evening.
And some uncertainty arises when both teams are missing players. Who is better able to weather the storm and take care of business?
Here are the starters for Los Angeles. Paul George is out there with Rajon Rondo. Then there's Batum. Then there's Kawhi Leonard. And it's Zubats in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. And for the Nuggets, we've got Will Barton. Cole is out there with Jokic. Then there's Jamal Murray. And it's Gordon in at the 3 spot.
And with what we saw in the bubble, Murray has clearly elevated his game. Showed that he could be a #1 option on offense. I mean, his output was an incredible part of that run for the Nuggets.
Now Barton. Paul George missing from long range. Barton finds Murray. And here's Jokic. Good, and the assist goes to Murray.
And you better hammer Jokic to get him off on his shot. The Serbian is a solid 7-footer and laser focused.
You know, Greg, the further we went into the playoffs, the more Jamal Murray looked like a star.
I mean, Kevin, big shots in clutch situations. Logged heavy minutes, but, you know, never wavered. A truly heroic performance from Murray all postseason.
Oh, Kevin, get a load of that one. Take that play and put it in the alley-oop textbook, boys.
Perfectly done. You're right. He put it on a platter for him.
It's all about the defense right there. Without that level of activity, he probably scores it.
Outside for Murray. And the rejection by Zubats. And it's out of bounds. The Nuggets able to retain possession here. And in the first, a little over a minute and a half in. Clock at 6. Barton passes to Jokic. And that one is good. Jokic has got 6 points.
Well, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. They keep getting it in the paint and continue to score consistently.
And they pick up 2.
Wow, they finally get it to go down on their 4th try.
The Nuggets have gone 4 of 5 from the field so far. Barton against George. Barton drives in to the middle. And the dunk by Ball.
That's just too easy for Ball. Once he gets the right position, his focus there is on the finish.
And here's George for 3. It's good on the putback.
And, folks, he did not luck into that one. He knew just where he wanted to be to grab that backboard.
Barton outside. Right wing. Greg, 11 years for you in the NBA. You had to have some favorite players that you played besides you with.
You know, it's a great call, and there were a ton of them. A few guys, though, will say Gary Payton. I got a chance to play with Gary for a year and have known him. We used to go at it in high school, and it's really about his personality.
Hammer it home! Hammer it home, baby!
That is authority right there.
It was. Rondo against Murray. And no good. And it's the Clippers taking it the other way. And stolen by Gordon. Stolen by George. Here's Leonard. And the basket is good, and he's got a chance here for one more at the line.
Well, Kawhi Leonard has zero fear. In fact, contact, it doesn't deter him at all.
First trip to the free throw line for him tonight. That free throw good from Leonard. .130 left to play here in the first. Campazzo, guarded by Jackson. Feeds to Green. 6 on the shot clock. 20 that time from Leonard. Clippers trail by 3. It's hauled in by Gordon.
Boy, surprised he missed that. The defense just good enough to prevent that bucket.
Tries it from 19. Offensive rebound. And there's another turnover by the Nuggets. Kennard, he's checked in for Leonard. 54 seconds left in the first quarter. Back to Jackson. Pass to Patterson. It's good. The assist this time from Jackson.
That's the efficiency you want to see from Jackson. Using his poise and vision to make a play.
McGee, the pass to Dozier. Takes it up with both hands and rips it down.
Making the most of the screen. That's how it's done.
And it's in the perfect spot. Greg frees him up to get all the way to the bucket.
Where was the defense? No fighting through the pick, no rotation. My goodness.
Clark outside. His three-pointers off the mark. Pass to Mann. And it's Patterson finishing it off.
Well, you have to get something out of that possession, and thanks to Patterson's work on the glass, heads-up play to score that.
It's tipped. Here's Najee, and no good on the last second attempt this time. A good close contest so far as we finish. And we hope you're enjoying the game. Both teams tonight keeping things pretty even so far on the scoreboard. And the Nuggets, guys, what jumps out to you numbers-wise?
They just came into this game with the mindset of sharing the basketball.
When you keep everyone involved at the offensive end, it keeps everyone engaged in other areas as well.
And a chance here presented by Gatorade to see who's on the floor, all fueled up and ready to go for the start of the second quarter. And the Clippers, looking at who they've got. Luke Kennard out there with Morris. Then there's Patrick Patterson. Then there's Reggie Jackson. And it's Mann in at the shooting guard position. Just 5 on the clock. Here's McGee. 1 up, 1 down. 2 points with his first shot this game. So it's the Clippers now. They trail by 1. Here's Jackson. That's basket number 2 with his third shot off to a fast 2 for 3.
They are just killing them on the interior.
Outside Gordon. Back to McGee. And he gets the bucket. McGee's got 4 points in the quarter.
Boy, don't you love to see Aaron Gordon make these kinds of decisions. This guy is fully capable of recognizing open teammates.
Jackson, and the shot is good. Jackson's got the lead back up to 1 now for Los Angeles.
Well, a tough first quarter for this guy. You like to see the shot go in. Nicely done.
Campazzo, guarded by Jackson. Here's Millsap. Campazzo, nice persistence to tip it back up and in.
Just focusing on the task at hand. That's all you can do.
Boy, the tide is running one way and then shifts back in the other direction. I've lost count of how many lead changes we've had here tonight.
Now in the free agent race last year, for your money, Greg, who would you have rather take? Kawhi and PG, Kevin Durant and Kyrie.
Oof. Well, wow. I tell you what, it's a tough call. You know, Kawhi's got a couple finals MVPs. KD's got a couple. Kyrie's got a ring. It's a tough call. I mean, PG is more than capable, man. I think it's a toss-up.
Oh, that was something else.
Have mercy.
And here we go with the coach's challenge. Not surprised in a competitive game like this. And he's disputing the personal foul call.
And this is the time now where the officials can review in closer detail what constituted the original personal foul. Getting a different angle can sometimes make it a lot easier to determine.
Greg, indeed, and the one thing with replay review is that when you see the slow motion replays, you really get a new appreciation for just the immense speed at which these players are moving at. And how fast the action really is, and how hard it can be sometimes, Greg, to make the right call. And the announcement on the review is that the foul was called in error. So they have determined, Greg, to overrule the original call.
And guys, this is what it's all about, getting the call right. And I think in this case, the video review showed that while it was a tough call to make on the floor, they got it right with the review.
And he makes that one. Now it's a 4-point Clipper lead.
Boy, have they gotten hot here in the second quarter. No wonder they're in front.
And it's Murray penetrating. Jokic trying to free himself up. And it goes out of bounds. Last touch by Murray.
Yeah, gets a finger on it, but just can't quite come up with the steal.
But a really good read on his part, being disruptive at the defensive end right now.
The Nuggets making a switch here. Dozier's checked in.
You got it. Come on.
Outside for Rondo. Now the pass to Leonard. Good ball movement here by the Clippers. And George, here we go. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here.
What a terrific take to the rim. Paul George is just giving it to the defense right now. Tenacious on that drive.
And both free throws good for Paul George.
You can tell when he steps to the line the kind of confidence he has in himself. It's written all over his body language.
Here's Murray. And the layup's good off the glass. Murray's got 6.
I think Murray's toughness gives him an edge on drives. He just doesn't back down.
From deep, George. He's now made half of those 10 shots in the game. That's his 5th basket.
I'll tell you, he's having his way right now in the second period. Forget the first quarter. Let's get to work.
Dozier passes to Bull. And so it looks like Denver will retain possession here. And almost 4 minutes gone here in the second quarter of play. Leonard with the ball. He's picked up by Millsap. Rondo gets the bucket.
Well, we know Kawhi will always attract lots of defensive attention, which puts him in a position to find his teammates. Pretty pass. When the story of Kawhi Leonard is told, it will be about the hard work being the secret of his success. Here was a guy who was not the most vaunted prospect in either high school or college. But boy, he kept his eyes on what he was after, and he kept working.
And here's George for 3. Nobody near Leonard. The shot's good on the assist by George. Leonard's got the lead up to 10 now for Los Angeles. 43 seconds left in the first half. Murray, good.
And they're beginning to just flat out fall apart defensively right now, especially on the interior.
Outside, George lets the 3 fly, and another 3 for the Clippers.
And he's now made 3 3-pointers here in the second, starting to get it going.
And so it's Murray with it. He brings it up for the Denver Nuggets. 11-point game. Jokic trying to free himself up. Murray, no good. Los Angeles has gone 4 of 8 tonight from three-point land, shooting 50% on the 3-ball here. Now, here's Bull. Zubac's defending. Bull, that's good.
Yeah, inside, Bull does a great job just making subtle adjustments and utilizing that length.
George from deep three-point land. The long-distance 3 is buried. George has got 20.
And so many teams now look to establish the perimeter to set up everything.
And so it's the Los Angeles Clippers enjoying a 12-point lead as they talk things over.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Welcome back to 2K Sports, everybody. Ernie Johnson, Shaquille O'Neal, Paul George taking care of business in this one. He had 20 points and 1 steal. Thanks for joining us, folks. We're now just a few.
And with a big gap on the scoreboard, the second half begins with very different goals for these teams. One side trying to mount a comeback, one side trying to protect their lead. It's been one outstanding game from George.
No problems fighting his way to the rim in this one. A lot of points in close.
And part of that has to do with his mindset. He has been looking to push the action at every opportunity, and he has been in attack mode all night.
They've got Nikola Jokic. Bill Barton is out there with Murray. Then there's Bull. And it's Gordon in at the 3 spot. That's the group on the floor for Denver. George up top. Shoots over Barton. It's deflected. And Zubac picks up the foul. That'll be his second foul of the game. The Nuggets trail by 10. Murray surveying the D.
And always good to see Rondo being active defensively, more than capable of shutting down his man.
Leonard, no luck. Denver shooting fantastically in this game, 62% from the floor. Murray against Rondo. Now Murray. 10 points for him. Shot clock at 5. And it's Murray with the jam.
And the amazing athleticism of Murray just taking off towards the rim for the jam.
Barton against George. Shoots over Barton. The shot by George, no good.
Well, an 0 for 3 start to the half. You need to pick it up and start to put some pressure on your opponent.
Great teamwork punctuated by a strong finish.
Going right to the rim, which is where you want transition opportunities to end.
Here's Rondo. That one falls. And the Clippers lead by 8.
Well, their first basket in 4 tries. Can that trigger a little bit of good shooting here? We'll find out.
Well, we know, Greg, that Jokic is such a unique talent at that center position. Young player, already top 10 in career triple-doubles.
How about the most triple-doubles ever by a foreign player? You think of the great skilled European big men. Jokic, arguably the most skilled of them all.
Reggie Jackson's checked in for Rajon Rondo.
That's the 10th straight point they've given up in the paint.
Outside, George. He doesn't hit that one. Excellent D that time there from McGee.
Not how they hoped to start this half. 1 for 5, brick after brick. Let's start building the building.
Greg, when you played for the Knicks, I always heard that Charles Oakley would cook for the players. Is that true?
Absolutely. Oak was very particular about his food. And I got to tell you, he knows his way around the kitchen. And to be honest, I would never tell him otherwise.
Well, what was his specialty?
Whatever he made, it was special. It wouldn't matter.
The Nuggets making a switch here. Dozier's checked in, and he's good on the second. Not quite 2.5 minutes played here in the second half. Jackson deciding where to go with it. Yep, that one goes. Jackson's got 10 points in the game.
Not an easy basket for Jackson. He doesn't shoot a really high percentage, but he does make a lot of tough hoops.
Stolen by Jackson. And here comes Jackson leading the fast break. And it's blocked by Gordon. Here's Dozier. Pulls it up. And with the rebound.
Oh, that's terrific defense there. That's how you protect the rim.
Jackson kicks to Patterson. Three-pointer. And Jackson with the basket on the assist by Patterson. And now it's a 10-point Los Angeles lead.
I tell you, one thing Jackson has never lacked: confidence. I mean, when he gets a look, Reggie always believes his next shot will be his best one.
Green finds Barton. Back to Green. And he uses the glass on the layup. Green's got his second bucket of the night.
They should continue to get the ball inside. The defense struggling to contain them.
Out of bounds. Denver takes possession. So both teams making some changes here. Clark with it. Pass to Millsap. And it's the Clippers with the rebound. They've held a 12-point lead earlier. Here's Jackson, and a lot of contact on that one. And here we go, coach's challenge happening right now. This one in regards to the personal foul, seeing if that was the right call.
And this is the time now where the officials can review in closer detail what constituted the original personal foul. Getting a different angle can sometimes make it a lot easier to determine.
Greg, indeed, and the one thing with replay review is that when you see the slow motion replay, you really get a new appreciation for just the immense speed at which these players are moving and how fast the action really is and how hard it can be sometimes, you know, Greg, to make the right call. And so the word is in. They've decided that the call stands as it was made on the floor.
And, you know, even if a coach still feels this wasn't the right call, you got to acknowledge the effort being put in to reviewing it. The double checking, and the game continues on.
Just 4 to shoot. Millsap finds Clark. The Nuggets with another miss.
Maybe he rushes that just a little bit, who knows, but he couldn't have gotten a better look than that.
Here's Dozier, guarded by Jackson. A nice shot by Dozier. Dozier's got his second basket. Clippers leading by 8. And here's Jackson. He's got 15. Pass to Oturu. Back to Jackson. Out to Morris. Fires for 3. It's good. The assist this time from Jackson. Morris has got himself going with the triple, his first basket of the game. And here's Millsap from the arc, and he was able to put it up in time, but doesn't fall. And so it's Los Angeles, holding on to an 11-point cushion as we get ready to take a break. They're shooting it. Here now a chance to show you our assist of the game, and it's presented as always by State Farm.
Yeah, an easy choice tonight. Look at the precision on this pass. Put it on a platter for him.
And when you're the beneficiary of a pass that good, you better deliver, and he did just that.
And with the fourth quarter upon us, time is running out for this game to become competitive. And on the floor for the Clippers here in the fourth, Rajon Rondo is out there with Paul George. Then it's Marcus Morris. Then there's Batum. And it's Zubats in its center. Murray outside. And it's good with time running down on the shot clock.
They're consistently finding ways to get the ball inside and taking full advantage.
Outside, George. From deep three-point range, the shot, no good. And the Nuggets going the other way.
In the first half, he was on fire from range, but he hasn't knocked one down since.
And really, Murray is so crafty at getting contact on his drives, just fearless going to the hole.
The Nuggets making a switch here. Barton is checked in. And a switch here also for the Clippers. Leonard's checked in. Clippers leading by 7. Fourth quarter just getting started. 1 minute in the books. Outside, George. Outside, Leonard. They get a hand on it. 5 on the clock. And that one's good. George. George has got 22.
What you love about Paul George is if he understands he's got his game in rhythm, he's going to stay aggressive.
Jokic kicks to Barton. He dishes it to Gordon. Kawhi Leonard with the rebound. And it's Leonard with the ball. He'll bring it up for the Clippers. They've held a 12-point lead earlier. And that one goes out of bounds. It's touched by Zubats.
That looks like a lack of focus. You've got to question what he was trying to accomplish there.
Murray against Rondo. Now here's Murray. Ball dishes to Murray. Jokic trying to free himself up. It's hauled in by Zubats. Zubats has got his 4th rebound in this one. Now Rondo. Over in the corner, Batum. Outside Leonard. On the wing, George. Shoots over Barton. The Clippers keep it alive. No good that time. The Nuggets trail by 9. Somehow ignores the tight D and gets the way up.
It's been like this all night for both teams. The offenses having their way.
And it is a major disadvantage down the stretch if you can't guard. This may just come down to who has the ball last.
George looking around, and that one clearly a foul. Gets the whistle, and 2 shots coming up. That one is on Ball.
Well, make no mistake, Paul George is a physical guy. He will not shy away from contact on these moves.
And both free throws good for Paul George. And Denver has possession. They trail by 9 points. Rondo against Murray. The putback, he hangs in there and cashes in on the second chance points.
The towering presence that is Ball. Good at staying active and going after those offensive rebounds.
George against Barton. George passes to Zubats. Pass to Jokic. The dish to Ball. It's hauled in by Los Angeles. George finds Leonard. Nifty move. And yes, it's good. George has got 6 in the quarter.
Well, I like to see Paul George be assertive down low. This guy doesn't lack for confidence, and he is an accomplished scorer regardless of where he is on the floor.
Barton passes to Gordon. And Jokic wide open. He shoots. And the 3 off target. Los Angeles leading by 9. Rondo kicks to George. From deep. And Ball pulls it down.
And when you are as good a shooter as he is, you have to have the confidence to take that shot. It might not always fall.
And for most guys, I think you only want to take that shot if you've hit a few in a row. That is absolutely a heat check.
Reggie Jackson's checked in for the Clippers. Here's Rondo. Right side Leonard. Launches a 3. And the Clippers miss again. Here's the Nuggets with the ball. So far in the 4th quarter, they've allowed just 6 points. 27 seconds left here in the 4th quarter. And the Clippers miss again.
Disappointing day for them. Let's see if they go down with a fight.
Well, they definitely have some things to work out, and you'd love to see them finish this game the right way. Yeah, he needs to take a lot more shots. He's been efficient, trying to get his teammates involved, but it's time for him to step up.
And the whistle blows on the backcourt violation. He went over and back. Porter outside. The offensive rebound.
Hard work and soft hands, guys. That's what made that play possible.
No simple offensive rebound there. Going for the tip-in. So the Clippers with the win. They seem to... All right, David, great job. Thanks so much. And that's going to do it tonight, folks, for our...
Kevin, thanks very much.
Portland is indeed one of the great cities in the NBA. David, thank you. And the injury report for both teams. Players who will not be available tonight.
And with both teams at less than full strength, we'll have to see which side is able to remain more effective.
And the Clippers starting five. Kawhi Leonard is out there with Batum. Then it's Paul George. Then it's Ivica Zubac. And it's Rondo in at the one. And for the Trailblazers, the high-powered backcourt pair, Lillard and McCollum. Nurkic is out there with Robert Covington, and it's Powell in at the three spot.
Well, the toughness and the edge Nurkic provides, it's awesome. A physical big man. He makes an impact on both ends of the floor.
Lillard fires away from way outside. Tried to come right back with the three of his own, but it's no good. Up the floor. Oh, and the jam by Leonard.
And throw it down, Kawhi. That was nasty. Love watching him go hard and attacking with power.
Now, here's Lillard over George. And the shot is long. Now the Clippers moving it up. And two free throws coming up, unable to get that one to go with all the contact.
And guys, George puts pressure on an opponent at both ends of the court. Lockdown D at one, aggressive to get his own at the other.
And George drops them both.
Oh, he's never rattled at the stripe. Always has that nice soft touch on his free throws.
Some tough offensive sets. They want to turn it around.
Yeah, right now you just need a bucket to get some momentum.
And it's going to be out of bounds. The Trailblazers will retain possession. First quarter, just over a minute played. Powell controls the rebound and puts it back up and in.
Just in a perfect position to grab that rebound and then get the putback.
George way outside. Sinks it. What range from outside. Wow. George has got 8 points. For Portland, they've gone just 1 of 4 to get this game started. Passes to Covington. To the paint. Nurkic finds McCollum. The jump shot from the baseline is right on target.
Such a smart offensive player. When McCollum sees these shots open up, he doesn't think twice about firing.
Outside Rondo. Pass to Leonard. Nurkic with the block. And now running up the court, Lillard pushing it up. Covington against Leonard. Covington passes to Nurkic. Trailblazers moving the ball around. And George gets the whistle that time. That's his first foul. It's Powell on the wing. He's covered by Leonard. Good on the shot. Powell's got his second bucket.
Realizing when the defenders have overcommitted, like how Nurkic looks to hit the open man.
Here's George. Oh, he blocked it and deflects off the backboard. And it's the Trailblazers on the break. Three-pointer, Lillard. That shot off. And the Clippers will go the other way with it. Here's Rondo. Rebounded by McCollum.
He's not an easy man to stop when he's attacking the basket. The D doing everything he can.
Lillard, the pass to McCollum. Greg, who are your favorite players to watch in the NBA?
Well, that's a tough one. You gotta like the guys that have changed the game in some regards, right? Steph, KD, and Giannis. Those are the guys that are just doing things that don't seem normal.
True.
Then others who remind you of past greatness. Jason Tatum with Kobe, or maybe an Anthony Davis with Hakeem. And those are guys that I love. And then the other guy, listen, LeBron James. I could watch him play basketball every day. To do what he's done at this stage of his career, I just think it's incredible. And I think our game is in great shape.
Agree on all counts. An almost entirely new group here for Portland. Cantor checked in for Yusuf Nurkic. Anthony comes in for Robert Covington. Little, he's checked in for Norman Powell. And it's Simons in for Lillard. Jackson, he's checked in for the Clippers. George with no one around. That doesn't go either for George.
And they had some botched coverage that turned into no coverage.
Anthony's getting more floor time last season. He worked his way into the Blazers rotation. He's still young, though. It seems like he can carve a role out of his team.
Moving it around, 8 of their last 10 coming off assists.
Here's Leonard. Following the basket by C.J. McCollum. Jackson kicks to Leonard. Back to George. There's the pass to Zubats. This is to George. And here is Zubats. Will it go? And he gets the basket. Officials blowing the whistle, so a chance at the line for one more.
Tremendous adjustment in there. They're hard to stay focused on the hoop when you got to do that.
The free throw drops for Zubats. 43 seconds left to play in the first quarter. Here's Simons. McCollum outside. Shot from 16. They get it back. Cantor. Here's Simons. The second chance effort with the putback. And Cantor able to finish.
And Kevin, they need to be consistent with their effort on the boards. You look at the box score, and they're at a definite disadvantage.
Jackson dishes to Morris. Laid in with a nice touch off the glass.
When Morris gets it down to the paint, he's deadly, using his big arms to get these shots up and in.
McCollum fires from way outside. Paul George, he's been the guy making things happen for Los Angeles. He notched 8 points in the quarter and has that terrific basketball instinct on display. Back right after this. And before the game, we ran into Damian Lillard, who touched upon the team's camaraderie.
What we've learned is
staying together,
And Greg, of course, he helps keep everyone on the same page.
He communicates well with his teammates, and he listens. That's why they trust him. The discussions go both ways.
And if you're just tuning in, it's been a pretty even game through the first quarter. And taking a look at Los Angeles' performance here, what have they been doing or not doing?
They've gotten to the line with tremendous consistency here through the first period.
Yeah, I like the attitude they've shown coming in here. I mean, really applying pressure and trying to give this crowd nothing to cheer about.
And a moment now to reset the lineups, courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up for the second quarter of basketball. So for the Clippers right now, Jackson is out there with Kennard. Then it's Marcus Morris. And it's Oturu in at the center, filling out the middle. Now here's Jackson. Cantor with it. And now they decide to foul intentionally.
You're not sure what that was about. I mean, talk about a brain cramp.
So Portland ends up going with the new group. And a deep three from Lillard. Drains it from beyond the arc. Lillard's got the lead up to 2 now for the Trailblazers.
And we've seen several lead changes tonight. Neither team giving an inch.
It's a seesaw battle. Both teams are pretty evenly matched, and the score reflects that.
And the shot goes in.
Nice play by George. This is what size on the wing gives you, the option to pick your spot anywhere on the floor.
Down low, here's Nurkic. Can't hit that one. So the Clippers will take it the other way. Count the bucket, and he's got a free throw coming up as well.
Guys, his consistency in terms of shooting has really helped them seize control.
The Clippers shooting their 4th shot at the foul line here.
Yeah, and 79% from the line as a team a season ago. Pretty reliable in that regard.
Now, here's Lillard. Over George. Lillard misses.
Yeah, but the hand in the face, it's critical that you contest his shots every time down the floor.
Outside for Batum. It's deflected. And now Portland on the break. Covington with the ball. The shot by Lillard wide open. And Covington stays with it.
Oh, how about the deft touch right there, guys?
He just guided that ball back up and in. Just a fingertip touch on the ball. It's stolen.
That's their first of the game, though, so sharp passing has helped them to craft this lead.
Nice work on the glass, but his defense was even better. Really has an impact on that shot.
Los Angeles with another miss. Portland's gone 1 of 2 on 3-pointers here in the second quarter so far. Lillard outside. Pulled the shot a little left, but the bounce goes his way. Lillard's got 5 points so far.
And you look at Robert Covington, first team all-defense in 2018, the kind of versatile stopper that every team in the league could use.
Zubac, a beautiful reverse layup. Zubac has got his 2nd bucket of the game to go.
And they're beginning to just flat out fall apart defensively right now, especially on the interior.
He's covered by Rondo. Back to Lillard. Fires at the elbow. And it's Lillard again missing. And Covington maybe not a star, but he's a winning player. We've seen that.
And the perfect example of that 3-and-D role player. Can guard 4 or 5 positions and can definitely sling it from outside. They are just killing them on the interior.
Trailblazers trail by 3. And just over 3.5 minutes played here in the second quarter. To the middle. Kicks it out to Lillard. And he makes that one.
I mean, it took him a long time to get into the flow of the game, but the points are starting to come for him.
Now, here is George. He's guarded closely. He's now made half of those 10 shots in the game. That's his 5th basket.
Oh, he's got to roll in this quarter, taking it on himself to guide their offense.
Lillard outside. The shot's good.
Entering the NBA, I knew he needed to develop his mid-range game. He did it, and it's opened things up for him.
So, for the Clippers, Patterson, he's checked in for Zubac, and Morris subbed in for Nicholas Batum. Here's George. 15 points in the game. George, double team, takes it out to Leonard from the arc. The shot's good on the assist by George. George has got 3 assists in the game.
And the feed from George couldn't be better. The timing, the placement, everything about that dish was pinpoint.
McCollum against Kennard. The putback. It's good on the putback.
Now, that's the staple of Cantor's game. This guy has a knack for knowing how to come up with offensive boards.
Now Jackson. And Jackson throws it down hard.
Those plays can make a difference in a game like this.
Well, you know it's going to fire up, Greg, everybody on that bench.
And rightfully so. Also, how lackluster was the defense right there with the score this tight.
And that's it for the first half of action in what's been a very close game here. Thank you, David. We'll be back after halftime for the start of the second half momentarily.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hello again, everyone. Paul George taking care of business in this one. He ended up with 15 points. And
we're halfway through this one. Plenty of basketball left in a game that's been fairly even so far. You look at Paul George in this game, guys, he's been everywhere.
And the way that he has helped out with the ball movement has been a difference maker early on.
And that's somewhat of a surprise, but he's been really patient and unselfish.
Pairing up in the backcourt, Lillard and McCollum. Robert Covington out there with Nurkic, and it's Powell in at the 3. That's the group on the floor for Portland.
And putting his explosive athleticism on full display there. George is capable of some highlight reel dunks.
Now here's Lillard. They grabbed their own miss. There's Nurkic putting it right back in.
Oh, great timing. He is one tough customer on that offensive glass.
You know, it's like he has a sixth sense of where that rebound is going. Here's George. 17 points in the game. Outside for Batum. Back to George. 5 to shoot. Shot number 12 goes in. He's made 7 of 12 now. Hey, Greg, if you could coach one team right now, who would it be?
That's a tough one. Clippers, Lakers, Bucks. You know what? I would probably go Lakers or Bucks because you would have an opportunity to coach someone who arguably might be considered the best to ever play the game. Because I think Giannis is trending in that direction, and LeBron obviously already is.
How about a guy like Kemba Walker and coaching the Celtics, having him to do what you want to do on the floor?
Oh, he'd be brilliant. And
yeah.
Kemba, one of the most underrated leaders in our game. Great human being.
Here's Covington, and the dunk by Covington.
I like to see this Lillard patient reading the D. He finds the open man.
And here's George for 3. And another 3 for the Clippers.
Watch out. Now that he's got his first 3 of the half, there might be more in store.
McCollum outside. 3-pointer, Lillard. Kawhi Leonard comes up with the rebound.
Until he starts knocking down some shots, I don't think the deficit's going to get any smaller.
A different look for the Clippers. Patterson comes in for Nicholas Batum. And Reggie Jackson subbed in for Rajon Rondo. And George, here we go. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul.
As crafty as they come. George has lots of experience when it comes to mixing up defenders.
Good on both. And here's Lillard. He brings it up for the Trailblazers. They trail by 11. From deep 3-point range, but they recover it. Jones, no one around him. The 3-pointer, no good. Clippers have gone 4 for 4 from the field since the halftime break. Terrific start to the third quarter. And it's George finishing it off.
Hey, whatever adjustments they made at halftime, they are working to perfection.
Well, the results are clear as day. Great approach coming into the third quarter. We'll see if they can keep it up.
Now here's Lillard. 9 points in the game so far. Bucket is good.
And look at that, the touch of Lillard inside, so impressive. He's terrific at generating points.
Left side, George. Count it from 12. George has got the lead up to 13 now for the Clippers.
And this has been a great job of just getting into the middle of that defense and really scoring effectively from the paint.
Now, here's Lillard. He's got 11. An intentional foul committed, but for what purpose, Greg, I'm not sure.
A scene of confusion right there. I can't imagine why he thought it was a good idea to foul there.
Good ball movement here by the Trailblazers. Clock at 6. Here's Cantor, and it's blocked. And here we go with Morris, running it up the court. Makes it off the glass. Morris has got his second basket.
How about the strength of Morris, shrugging off the D and nailing the shot?
McCollum feeling it out a bit. It's good.
The defense just too soft on that possession. You have to be closer and contest at the rim.
Clippers leading by 13. And McCollum on the floor, all business. Off the court, he's a very outspoken player, very colorful guy. And Greg, you were saying you see a future in media for him when he stops playing.
No doubt about it, Kevin. I mean, McCollum spoke up quickly about the seriousness of the virus when they were playing. He's very knowledgeable and shares what's on his mind. A media position after he's done playing is a very real possibility if he chooses to.
Okay, listen, you got to body him up when he's in the paint. If you play off of him, then that's just 2 easy points.
Stolen by McCollum. It's 2-on-1. All going up court. Here's Little. Yep, it counts.
Great teamwork punctuated by a strong finish.
Perfect example of how to run the break the right way and get a great look.
Now here's Jackson. 6 points for him. Uses the glass to finish the layup. Jackson's got 8.
Wow, and Jackson is just crafty down inside. He has such a quick release that even taller defenders can't get to it in time.
3-second difference between shot clock and game clock. Near the three-point line, it's McCollum. The Trailblazers rebound. He can't hit that time. Here's Morris. Rebounded by Anthony. And here's the break. And here's McCollum for 3. And that one released in time, but no good. And so it's the Los Angeles Clippers looking at a 13-point lead heading into the next quarter. And their ability. And there may not be a lot of drama down the stretch as we head into the fourth quarter, but stranger things have happened. Trailblazers trail by 13. Setting the floor for the Clippers. Morris is out there with Kawhi Leonard. Then it's Ivica Zubac. Then it's Luke Kennard. And it's Jackson in at the point. Anthony, the pass to Pop. That's in there. Anthony with the assist. Powell's got the first field goal of the fourth quarter here for the Trailblazers. Jackson looking it over. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul.
Oh, man, what amazing speed and body control by Jackson. Once he penetrates inside, he's searching for the foul on his shot.
And so Jackson nails both of them.
And last year showed that there's still a place in the NBA for a guy like Melo. Mostly a mid-range shooter in the league that has turned away from that. But buckets are buckets, and Melo can still light it up.
Three-pointer, Lillard. It's hauled in by Los Angeles. The biggest lead of the game, 15 points.
He's done almost no damage from three-point range in this game. No threes in this half, and only 1 in the first.
And Lillard throws it down.
Wow, the speed of Lillard. So masterful at making decisions in the fast break situations.
Los Angeles leading by 10. Well, Carmelo Anthony was out of the NBA for about a year, calendar-wise. Greg, were you surprised it took him so long to get a look and get back in the NBA?
Kevin, I wasn't shocked, but absolutely I was surprised. I mean, it was always going to take the right fit for Melo and the right team. And in this case, it was the Blazers. But Melo showed he has legs left in the league and can still be a positive.
And so they choose to intentionally foul. Just over a minute and a half played here in the fourth. Here's Lillard. He clangs that one off the back iron and down it falls.
You can learn a lot by watching him operate in their offense.
Rondo passes to George. Pass to Zubac. Shoots over Nurkic. And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up. It's going to be on Yusuf Nurkic.
Impeccable from the line since halftime.
And that one goes in. 2 from the line that time.
Oh, he's such a good free throw shooter. I mean, it frees him up to be as aggressive as he wants in the post.
Lillard against George. Yep, it goes, and the Clipper lead is cut down now to just 10 points with that basket from Lillard.
Oh, Lillard is a highly skilled scorer. He feels comfortable pulling the trigger from anywhere.
McCollum against George. Count it, good. George has got 32 points.
And with the game he's having, there's no doubt he'll be the guy they lean on to protect the lead.
Lillard surveying the D. Up again, and Cantor able to finish.
He makes so many hustle plays, and here he's working the offensive glass from the tip.
George against McCollum. Inside, stolen by Cantor. They're running. Rondo with the steal. Powell against Leonard. Outside, George. 1:44 left in the fourth quarter. Good. George has got 4 points now in the quarter.
And I just love the aggressiveness from George, just slicing apart the defense with that terrific ability to penetrate.
To the inside, Cantor, and Cantor throws it down.
Such incredible hops for a center. Look, it allows him to hold his own against any other 5 in the league.
George against McCollum. And George kicks to Zubac. The shot's good on the assist by George. George has got his 5th assist in this one.
Continuing to impress as a playmaker. George's ability to facilitate an offense is one of his many strengths.
A 3 from McCollum. The shot, no good. So Los Angeles will take it the other way.
And there's no doubt about this one. Playing with a lot of confidence tonight. It's a statement victory for the Clippers.
Well, the one thing that jumps out in this game is the free throw shooting, which they did a much better job at.
Absolutely. A big plus. And oftentimes your performance at the line can be the difference in a game. And I think tonight we saw that.
And what a tremendous standout performance it was for Paul George.
His vision and his ball movement impressed me the most. A tremendous night for him passing the basketball.
And here's McCollum for 3. It's rebounded by Leonard. And Lillard is going to pick up the foul. And that'll be his 3rd foul so far. And it's a completely new group for Los Angeles. It's a nice passing here by Los Angeles. Launches it. Los Angeles with another miss. They can score it here, but it won't mean much.
Kevin, turn out the lights. This party's over.
It might be. Little passes to Giant. And he comes up with the deuce.
Oh, the timing couldn't have been better on that assist.
Here's Mann. To the paint. Kennard for 3. Cans it from downtown.
They just blocked out the noise, kept on grinding,
and this is their reward.
Showing remarkable poise and focus throughout the game, a sustained effort across the board.
Thank you, David. Great interview once again. And that'll do it.
2K Sports welcomes you to the following presentation of the NBA.
For the land of the...
Hi, everyone. Thanks for joining us on 2. And they've got a few injuries on their bench. Less options, but good thing not too big of an impact for them.
2 injuries, one of their stars out, but it's all about how you respond to the adversity.
Now, a look at Dallas's starting lineup. Richardson is out there with Doncic. Then there's Porzingis. Then there's Marjanovic. And it's Finney-Smith in at the small forward. And for Los Angeles, Ivica Zubac is out there with Batum. That's Rajon Rondo. Then there's Kawhi Leonard. And it's George in at the 2-guard spot. Now, Doncic. Paul George missing from long range. Just 5 to shoot. Doncic kicks to Porzingis. Shoots over Batum. Sinks it. And the shot from Porzingis.
Well, it appears to me that pressure doesn't get to Porzingis, guys. In fact, you could actually make the case it makes him sharper and more focused.
And known as a tremendous shooter for his size, Porzingis wasn't quite as accurate last season, which surprised some people.
Yeah, and you know, Greg, some people would automatically assume that because Doncic attracts so much attention that Porzingis would get more wide-open looks. But you've got to remember, Porzingis missed a full season and was coming off an injury and needed to reacclimate himself to NBA gameplay. So that takes usually a season plus another season before you're all the way back.
Here's Doncic. Kawhi Leonard making his last shot. Porzingis again.
Well, you know, guys, the combination of strength and height for Porzingis allowing him to take on physical defense much better.
George against Doncic. Porzingis with the block. Batum against Marjanovic. Outside, Porzingis. Doncic passes to Marjanovic. And he gets the bucket.
Really, the defense is helpless to stop a layup right there. Just too much of an advantage in terms of the mismatch.
They've been struggling here on offense.
Yeah, a bit of a dry spell for sure.
Doncic with the block.
Yeah, the defense of Doncic looking a lot better. I mean, when he works hard at that end of the floor, he can get up and block some shots, too. Not a lot of them, but he can block a few.
And Finney-Smith gets it to go.
Red hot so far, 4 for 4. Cooking with gas, couldn't draw it up any better.
George from deep three-point land, and the dunk by Zubac.
Yes, and how about the unselfishness? Paul George has no problem sharing the ball.
Doncic outside. The pass to Porzingis. Doncic feeling it out. Back to Porzingis. Doncic against George. Doncic, no good.
You almost have to assume he's going to knock those down.
Oh, my goodness! What a play!
Yeah, you know, George really enjoys being in the air. I mean, this guy has great body control and bounce, and his slams at times can be absolutely sick.
Now, here's Doncic over George. Marjanovic passes to Doncic. Outside, Porzingis. Trying to get open is Marjanovic. Porzingis can't hit.
You know, I think the effort on defense there has everything to do with why he missed that shot. Well done.
George, no good. For Dallas, they've gotten 4 of 6 field goal attempts to drop in the first quarter. Knocks it loose. To the inside. Oh, what a finish!
Good. Boy, a creative finisher who throws it down with ease at 7-3. Put the ball in Porzingis' hands, and he'll occasionally wow you.
Rondo dishes to George. Over Doncic. Here's Zubac. The shot's good on the assist by George.
And they've scored several times already here in the first quarter on the inside.
Doncic kicks to Marjanovic. Here's Finney-Smith. Dallas moving the ball around. Richardson the pass to Doncic. Batum with the ball. Shot from the wing. And it's Leonard missing. And so it's Doncic with it. He brings it up for Dallas. About 3 seconds between shot and game clock. Richardson kicks to Finney-Smith. Left side, Porzingis. It's hauled in by Zubac. Zubac has got 4 rebounds now tonight. 1 quarter in the books, and it's been a close one so far. Mavericks lead by 2. And this has been a fairly close game through the first quarter, and we'll see what happens here in the second. And let's quickly break down the game we've seen here, guys, from the Mavericks.
You got to credit their defense, communicating, rotating, making plays on the ball.
They've got them rattled. It's only the first quarter, and already they've made enough big plays on defense to last really an entire game.
All fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset the lineups, courtesy of Gatorade, as the second quarter gets going. And the Clippers, looking at who they've got. Marcus Morris is out there with Patrick Patterson. Then it's Luke Kennard. Then there's Reggie Jackson. And it's Mann in at the 2. Comes up empty down low. The Mavericks leading. Hardaway kicks to Brunson. Down low. And the officials calling for a 3-second violation. Greg, you've always said to have a winning team, you need franchise players. Talk about the specific qualities you look for in those superstars that can catapult a team to greatness.
It's a great question, Kevin. Talent really isn't enough. You know, whether you lead vocally or by example, the agenda has to be winning, and your best players really define who your team is going to be. So the franchise caliber player is a much needed asset.
And Redick kicks to Hardaway. Cauley-Stein dishes to Redick. The 19-foot shot, and good. Got the friendly bounce off the right side of the rim. Redick's got the second quarter going with the first basket of the period for the Mavs. Jackson passes to Kennard. Now Patterson. Cauley-Stein defending. Back to Patterson. Over Cauley-Stein. Patterson can't get it to go.
Boy, you've really got to put those away, especially against soft interior defense.
Brunson the pass to Cauley-Stein. And the layup's good off the glass. And it's a 6-point Maverick lead.
Nice work inside by Cauley-Stein. Great tools as a finisher.
Patterson up top. And there's the foul. It's on Jalen Brunson. That is his first foul of the game. We're now about 2 minutes into the second quarter. Pass to Mann. Right side Jackson.
And guys, it really looks like they've lost a step here in the second quarter. They have been really stagnant offensively.
On the wing, Hardaway. Pass to Powell. It's good. Powell's got the lead up to 8 now for Dallas.
And I need to see some more assertiveness out of these defenders.
And a 5-star recruit coming out of high school. Powell had an excellent college career, yet he fell to the second round of the draft. Didn't even hear his name called as he was selected during a commercial break.
Now Hardaway. No points in the game yet for him. Here's Redick. And out of bounds as the Clippers gain possession. Both teams deciding to change it up. About 3 minutes played so far in the second quarter. So the wing on the left. Hardaway against Patterson. Hardaway with the steal. The 3. He's off on that one. The Clippers go the other way with it. And G.A., even when he did arrive to the NBA, it took Powell a while to latch on.
You know, traded a couple times in his first year. He was assigned and recalled 10 times in about a month with Boston's D-League affiliate. Finally found a home in Dallas. Everything turned around from that point forward.
Here's Patterson. It's good. The assist this time from Jackson. Now just a 4-point Maverick lead.
And you want more of this from Jackson. The more unselfish he is, the better the team.
Doncic finds Porzingis. And here is Powell. It's stolen by Morris. Here's Patterson. No good on the three. Dallas leading by 4, and the foul is called. He intentionally grabbed him there for some reason. I don't know.
Kevin, all I can think of is that he's trying to slow the game down a little bit.
Right.
That's a stretch, though. Definitely a strange move on his part.
And it's a completely new group for Los Angeles. Marjanovic checked in for the Mavericks. Dorian Finney-Smith comes in for Hardaway.
And I think George is clearly one of the most difficult covers in the league. When he's taking it strong to the basket, the defense sometimes has no choice but to foul it.
And both free throws good for Paul George.
Already a very confident player. Knocking down those free throws only fuels that.
Doncic outside, inside, and Porzingis gets it to go on the assist by Doncic. That's now 8 points for Porzingis.
You know, Porzingis is a guy who's used to having to fight his way through the defense, and good balance allowed him to do that there. Boy, that's a look he has to finish, and he knows it. Lone opportunity.
Here's Doncic, all alone. No good from Finney-Smith. Here's George. Lays it up off the glass. George has got 6 points.
Boy, George so long in all limbs, arms and legs, and he covers a lot of space in short bursts of time because of it.
And some good action. All right, Dave, thank you. And time now for the halftime break with the third quarter soon.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Welcome back to the first quarter for the Mavericks was fairly even. And Kenny, along with the incredible production of Luka Doncic, and
second half of basketball upon us. We may be in for an exciting finish based on how close of a game it's been so far. It's been quite a game for Porzingis.
You just love the patience in that first half. Waited until he got the look he wanted.
Well, you know what, guys? It was all about efficient offense, not rushing things, taking your time, finding the best shot on every possession.
Here's who Rick Carlisle is starting the second half with. We've got Doncic. Marjanovic is out there with Porzingis. Then it's Josh Richardson. And it's Finney-Smith in at the 3 spot.
And George has learned a lot, and I think continues to evolve as a leader. He relishes the chance to deliver for this team.
When you look at the balance of power between players and teams, Greg, does it feel like the players now have more say, more control than they used to?
No doubt. We're seeing more players demand trades, sign shorter contracts with opt-outs. And the irony of that is, in my era, our best players were fearful for the length of their contracts or the life expectancy of their careers, believe it or not. And these guys today, they understand their value. They know what they bring to the table, and they are utilizing that to the max.
And is that good, Greg, for the game?
I think so. I do think most guys want to win, and they understand that their legacies are going to be defined about whether or not they do.
Here's George. Second chance shot outside for Rondo. That doesn't go in. Had a chance, though, to take the lead.
Starting slow in this half, 0 for 3 so far.
Doncic against George. Now here's Marjanovic. He's covered closely. Shot clock at 6. On the wing, Doncic. And that's good off the glass that time. Doncic has got 4 points this quarter.
You know what? It's really rare to see young players like Doncic have such offensive creativity in their game. Deadly from the mid-range.
Here's George. And yes, it's good. George has got 10.
Finally, they get one to drop. That's one of their first 4 here in the third.
Into the third we go. 2 minutes in now. George against Doncic. Passes it to Porzingis. Lets it go from 11. Rebound by the Clippers. Zubac has got rebound number 7 for him tonight. Leonard, no luck.
Ooh, and this is turning into a slow start here in the second half. Seems like they left that offense in the locker room.
It's good.
Boy, like seeing these passes. Doncic has a keen sense for when one of his guys is open, and he gets it to him on time, on target.
Here's George. The shot that time, not on target. Nice D from Doncic.
Guys, this hasn't been his quarter. I mean, to me, he just doesn't look completely comfortable or confident.
Richardson, no luck.
I didn't see that miss coming. I mean, he's usually been money from that range.
And Kawhi Leonard with the slam.
You know, Batum is not just a scorer. He's a really good all-around player. Very effective at finding the open man, too.
Doncic outside. Trying to get open is Marjanovic. Second shot opportunity. Richardson gets a wide open look. They get it again. Porzingis. And the pass to Marjanovic. They shoot again. And that one, good. Marjanovic has got his second basket of the game.
Porzingis has no problem giving the ball up. This is just the kind of unselfishness you like to see.
George looking around. And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line. It's on Porzingis. He's had 4 chances at the line, made them all. And it's a completely new group on the floor for the Mavericks. And both free throws good for Paul George. We've gone about 3.5 minutes into the third now. And that's a foul. It's called on Reggie Jackson. That is his first foul of the game. We've got 1:18 left to play here in the third. Redick passes to Cauley Stein. And he banks in the layup. And the Mavericks lead by 4.
That's the kind of aggressive and assertive play they need as we get closer and closer to crunch time.
Patterson passes to Oturu. Outside for Jackson. Some nice ball movement by the Clippers. To the middle. Tipped away. And here we go. The Mavericks in a fast break. And Cauley Stein throws it down.
How about that? Redick showing the same kind of accuracy on that pass as he has on his three-point shots, which is quite remarkable. That's how you drop a dime, though.
Jackson passes to Oturu. And again, it's the Clippers missing. 3-second difference between shot clock and game clock. Guys, they've been getting it done.
They came out with a mission, and they have been tough to stop.
Brunson the pass to Cauley Stein. That one goes. Count it. And now an 8-point Maverick lead.
Wow, what a pass there. He made that a very easy basket with that setup.
Jackson kicks to Morris. With the tip. And so it's Dallas, holding on to an 8-point lead heading into the break. Their defense has been... Fourth quarter of action is upon us. Thanks as always for joining us. And it's Leonard with the ball. He'll bring it up for the Los Angeles Clippers. Trailing here by 8. They've got Batum. Paul George is out there with Rajon Rondo. Then it's Ivica Zubac. And it's Leonard in at the 3. That's who's out there for the Clippers. And George, here we go. Lays it up and banks it in.
Just befuddling body control from George. I mean, taking the hit like a man and still getting all the way to the basket. Brunson against Rondo.
Lets it go from the wing. Howard. And it's the Clippers with the rebound. And he commits the intentional foul.
Really no idea why you're fouling in a situation like that. You know, maybe there's some bad blood between those two.
Yeah, but that's no excuse for that kind of foul. I mean, that might be an explanation for it, but certainly doesn't justify it. And even then, it's just not a good play.
And Dallas going with a whole new group out there.
Great speed displayed by George on his way to the bucket. Devastating to the defense with those dunking skills of his.
Doncic passes to Marjanovic. Out to Doncic. Stolen by Zubac. Batum with the ball. Now guarded by Porzingis. In the corner, George with it. Back to Leonard. Pass to Zubac. Down to 5 on the shot clock. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here.
I like how George looks for contact. He kind of seeks it out. He doesn't back away from the hard physical contact. He knows he's going to get a chance to get to the line when he does take the contact.
The Mavericks leading. Doncic outside. Pass to Porzingis. And the ball travels out of bounds. It was last touched by George. Just about 1.5 minutes gone by here in the fourth. Here's Porzingis. Nails the baby hook. And 12 points for Porzingis.
And they're beginning to just flat out fall apart defensively right now, especially on the interior.
Yeah, and that's 4 straight field goals now they've allowed from point-blank range. Can't have it.
Porzingis with the block.
You know, when Porzingis combines quickness with his reach, getting off the floor like that, he can block just about any shot.
Yeah, I mean, maybe could have tried for a more memorable dunk than that one.
And we know he's capable of those memorable ones.
Hey, they got a nice, comfortable lead here, fellas. Might as well keep it simple. Do it a plain, simple one-hander, just like pound cake.
Here's Porzingis, and the dunk by Porzingis.
Yeah, Josh Richardson is just not a scorer and defender, folks. He can pass it, too.
Jackson against Richardson. Fires from 18. They get it back. Mavericks leading by 8. And an intentional foul right there. A platoon swap here for the Clippers. And over 2.5 minutes in the books here in the fourth. Doncic finds Marjanovic. Here's Finney-Smith. Back to Marjanovic. Banked in off the glass. Marjanovic has got the lead up to 10 now for the Mavs.
How frustrating for the defense. You get the stop, but then fail to block out.
Well, you know, that's the way it's going to be for them today, fellas. Can't sustain any momentum.
Here's Zubac. And that time, also a missed shot. And Zubac picks up the foul. That is his first foul of the game. George is checked in for Kennard. For Dallas, they've gone 4 of 7 from the field since the beginning of the fourth. George against Doncic. Passes it to Finney-Smith. Now here's Porzingis. Basket number 8 for him on 13 tries. That's 62% so far.
Boy, you look at Porzingis and his size 7'3", he consistently torches defenders around the rim.
On the wing, Doncic fires the 3. A three-pointer is right on target.
And so just rolling to the finish line now in what has been a very confident-looking performance for the Mavericks.
Tonight, they did a great job of getting everyone involved. They had the good passing, and that led to some open shots.
Solid play, definitely, Kevin.
And, you know, when you look at the huge impact he had, just a monster game for Porzingis.
Tell you what, this guy worked his behind off on both ends of the floor. He was really an intimidating presence out there.
George dishes to Leonard. Now the pass to George. And it's Rondo in the corner. Now here's Zubac. Headed by Porzingis. Clock at 4. George, that's a two-pointer. And that one off the back of the rim and in.
And thanks to that bucket, he's finally able to stop that little 15-0 run by Dallas.
And here's Doncic from the arc. And here's Porzingis for a three. Doncic kicks to Finney-Smith. No good with the triple. And here's George. He'll bring it up for Los Angeles. 15-point game. Some nice ball movement by the Clippers. Just 2 seconds between shot clock and game clock. An absolute bomb from three-point range.
And, you know, that's one of George's go-to shots. He's a three-point shooter who spaces the floor well.
Back to Doncic. From deep. So we see the Mavericks taking the win here. And in the... All right, David, great job. Thanks so much. Well, folks, that's going to... There's a look at downtown Los Angeles from the air. We're coming to you live from the Staples Center. Welcome to 2K Sports for another edition of it. Looking now at the lineups for both teams tonight. Some names out of action.
And some uncertainty arises when both teams are missing players. Who is better able to weather the storm and take care of business?
Now the starting group for the Denver Nuggets. Gordon out there with Jokic. Then there's Jamal Murray. Then it's Will Barton, and it's Bol in at the center. And for Los Angeles, Paul George is out there with Rajon Rondo. Then there's Batum. Then it's Ivica Zubac. And it's Leonard in at the 3, the small forward. 3-on-3. And the teams we're seeing tonight, Steve, they have very deep rotations.
And Kevin, when you can go maybe 10 deep, it keeps your locker room happy. It also protects your team against injuries sinking a season.
And so the Denver Nuggets get the first points on the ballgame. Back to Zubac. Off to a good start as he hits his first shot attempt.
And I'll bet that's what they talked about before the game, getting the ball inside early.
Murray against George. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul.
And can't get too handsy with Murray, especially when he's rising up for the shot.
And so Murray nails both of them.
And at the line, it's all about consistency with him. His routine, his stroke, it never wavers.
George against Barton. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws. That one is on Bol.
Defense throws everything at George, but he persists and finds a shot. The homecoming for Paul George, playing in L.A. with the Clippers. They gave up a king's ransom to OKC. 5 first-round picks and Danilo Gallinari and Shai Gilgeous-Alexander.
Now here's Murray. Gets a very good look and converts.
And let's be honest, Murray has never seen a shot he didn't like, especially these mid-range jumpers.
The 3 from George. And Bol pulls it down.
And guys, the Clippers were willing to give almost anything for PG because they basically got Kawhi Leonard in the deal as well.
And let's remember, GA, he could have been a Laker. They would have had to trade away the 2nd pick in the 2017 draft, that or Brandon Ingram. Their loss became the Clippers' game.
And Jokic throws it down.
And at 7'2", Bol has incredible vision, including noticing when his teammates are open.
Zubac trying to break loose.
Really just struggling here in the first few minutes. 5 attempts with only 1 falling.
Barton, no luck. Los Angeles has gone 0-3 from three-point land. Nothing yet going outside. George with no one around. Los Angeles with another miss.
Well, I'll tell you what, he's going to buy himself a ticket to the bench. If he keeps shooting it like that, he has been putrid here this quarter.
Jokic, no good.
I mean, you won't see this too often. Getting denied at the rim. He's likely to remember that one.
And guys, he's not an easy man to stop when he's got the rim in his sights.
Never has been, never will be. He is a determined finisher. Here's Murray after the basket by Los Angeles. To the paint. And the dunk by Bol.
That's just too easy for Bol. Once he gets the right position, his focus there is on the finish.
Here's George. From down in the low post, it goes.
Talented, driven. He puts constant pressure on your defense.
George against Murray. And here in the first quarter, with a little over 3.5 minutes played.
And the amazing athleticism of Murray just taking off towards the rim for the jam.
And here's George for 3. Connects from three-point range. George has got 7.
And they don't want to get in a habit of giving him open looks from 3. First quarter still, but not who you want to leave open.
Now here's Barton. He's gotten some minutes, but nothing on the board yet. Just 5 on the clock. Doesn't go for him. So the Clippers will take it the other way. George finds Batum. On the wing, George. Batum against Gordon. George passes to Batum. Right side, George. And no good. Had a chance to take the lead there.
Missing that one helps out all the analytical guys from the mid-range.
Great positioning on the putback.
And they're beginning to just flat out fall apart defensively right now, especially on the interior.
Murray the pass to Bull. Leonard against Murray. Pass to Jokic. And good, as it just snugs right down through the net.
And just paying attention to the details, it makes great reads offensively. Jokic is so comfortable with the catch and shoot.
And that concludes the first quarter of play. Nuggets lead by 5. We've got more NBA basketball coming your way in just a minute. And we caught up before the game with Nikola Jokic, who had a few thoughts.
Selfless. I mean, you need to put your pride.
Greg, there are areas of Jokic's game where he probably is the best in the world.
I can't think of a center with better floor vision or better passing ability. His positioning, his angles, his ability to use his size to maximize effectiveness, all at an elite level.
And thanks again for tuning in. If you're just joining us, we've played through 1 quarter of action so far. And the Nuggets, guys, what jumps out to you, numbers 1?
You could see they were well prepared defensively coming into this one.
Yes, what they do, they take away the things that teams like to do offensively, also keeping them out of sync.
Taking a look at the Nuggets, they've got JaVale McGee, Paul Millsap out there with Porter. It's Najee in at the power forward position.
I love the ball movement there. He put that on a silver platter, just served him up.
Millsap with the steal. Najee, good. Najee's got the lead up to 7 now for the Nuggets.
And they're passing the ball very crisply here.
Porter with the steal. Here's Dozier. He's still scoreless so far in this one.
And defensively, they are on their heels every time the ball comes inside.
Left side, Jackson. He gets that one.
And their shots are falling now with more regularity than we saw at first.
Here's Dozier. And he finishes nicely on the layup. Dozier's got his second bucket.
I mean, the number of points they've scored in the paint already here is eye-opening.
Here's Jackson, and he drops in the layup off the glass.
Yeah, field goal percentage above 50 now. Their offense is starting to show.
The Nuggets leading by 7. Here's Dozier. If you go step in a time machine, what would you like and dislike about playing in this area at this time?
Well, no doubt about the tempo and the spacing. I think that more than anything allows for the true skill and artistry of the game to be on display. Probably wouldn't want to get switched onto Embiid down low. I would probably dislike that and let it be known vociferously.
But I always pictured you as being fearless, like you would never turn down that kind of challenge.
I wouldn't turn it down publicly. And that's 10 straight points in the paint. The defense, nowhere to be found.
Out left to the wing. Mann passes to Patterson. Up top, Morris. Still looking for his first bucket in this one. McGee with the block. Here's Najee. Kennard covering. And that one drops.
Of the two offenses here tonight, you can tell theirs is just a bit more in sync.
They've had better patience, better shot selection so far, but we still have a long way to go.
Here's Dozier. Down it goes for his third basket in as many tries.
Shutout in the first quarter. He's heating up now. I like the aggressiveness.
Jackson looking around. It's tipped. Out to Morris. Poked away, and the ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by Morris. A platoon swap here for the Clippers. And now another look at that mobile one-block defensive performance.
And those are plays that get you in front and keep you in front.
Here's Denver now. They're on a 16-6 run. Murray against George. Shoots from the block, and it's Bull that time on the assist by Murray. Bull's got 6.
Moving it around, 8 of their last 10 coming off assists.
On the wing, George. That one good for 2.
Proving how dangerous he is. Give George these looks, and he'll knock him down.
Now here's Murray. 6 points for him. Outside Gordon. Outside for Murray. Pass to Jokic. Yep, that one goes. He's got 8.
And this is where Jokic is most comfortable. The closer he is to the rim, the more effective he becomes.
Outside, George. Off the mark there with the three-point shot.
Just not much success when it comes to shooting.
Barton finds Gordon. From the stripe. No good on the last second attempt there. The clock runs out. Thank you, David. And we'll be back for the third quarter of action following halftime.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey, welcome back to 2K Sport. A pretty close game for the Nuggets throughout the first quarter. At its highest, their lead topped out at...
And after a very lopsided first half, we'll see if things play out a little more evenly here in the second. The Nuggets leading by 15. They've got Batum. Rajon Rondo is out there with Jackson. Then there's Kawhi Leonard. And it's Oturu in at the center position. That's who's out there for the Clippers. Now, here's Jokic. But they get it back. The kick out to Barton. Inside, Bull. Tries it again. Murray outside. Gordon against Leonard. 6 to shoot. And he lobs it up toward the rim. Bull can't hit.
Missed 4 straight shots now. At one point, do you have to call a timeout and regroup?
Here's Jackson outside for Rondo. Back to Jackson. Rondo against Murray. Nice passing here by Los Angeles. Kept alive. Over to the wing. Rondo finds Leonard. And good, and it takes a nice bounce off the right iron and down.
Rondo is out there to distribute the ball. He is a master at finding the open man.
That's a foul. It's called on Reggie Jackson. That's his first foul.
I mean, I like the call. I thought the defense was just there a little late.
Zubac is checked in for the Clippers. Paul George comes in for Reggie Jackson. Here's Dozier. He's covered by Rondo. A nice shot by Dozier. Dozier's got 8 points.
That makes it 10 of their last 12 coming from inside the paint.
And there's the pass to Zubac. The three from George. That's good, and it's Leonard with the assist. 12 points for him.
The mechanics on Paul George's shot are so good. In the end, the range makes no difference.
Dozier passes to Porter. Here's Najee. Oh, Porter in position. And out of bounds as the Clippers gain possession.
No clue where that pass was going. That is a brutal turnover.
And it's Rondo with the ball for the Clippers. They've only allowed 2 points so far here in the second half. Here's George. Denver grabs the miss.
And they've only got a slight edge on the boards, but it just feels a lot bigger.
Millsap kicks to McGee. Pass to Dozier. Clippers trail by 12. Rondo scanning the floor. Here's George. Here's Zubats outside for George. Offensive rebound. The tray. Traps in the tray. George has got it back down to within single digits for the Clippers.
All about converting your opportunities. He just hit his second three of this half, third of the night.
And we have an intentional foul there, GA. Wish I could say why.
That one's pretty strange. I mean, no idea what got into his head right there.
A platoon swap here for the Clippers. Now, here's Jokic. He's got 8. Shot clock at 5. Barton dishes the ball. Here's Gordon. And he hits it just before the shot clock expires. Gordon's got his first basket.
And they're forcing the ball inside, and it's working like a charm.
Murray against Jackson.
The inside just a bit too congested for him to get the usual shot he would have with rhythm.
And the basket by Gordon.
Not one to shy away from contact. It's all part of the toughness that Gordon brings to the table.
Jackson against Murray. Kennard kicks to Patterson. And here's Kennard. He's been patient so far. Nothing on the scoreboard yet. And it's blocked by Gordon.
No, I wouldn't test Gordon with that vertical and live. Please try someone else.
Denver with a platoon swap here on the floor. How about that mobile one block we just saw? Amazing defensive work.
And he's all over that shot. Has it read the whole way and gets the position he needs to make a play.
So it's Denver now, following the shot by Patrick Patterson. Dozier can't get it to go.
Get that weak stuff out of here. That's embarrassing.
A three from Morris. Here's Oturu. And he goes strong with the one-handed jam.
And that's a huge play. I mean, they need more like it because second chance points are going to be key in this game.
Probably so. That's usually a crucial element to any comeback. And a wide open look for Porter. Stolen by Jackson. Patterson with it. Morris outside. And no luck with that time on the buzzer beater. And so it's Denver holding on to an 11-point cushion as we get ready to take a break. Their defense has been terrific in this game. We'll take a quick break and then back to the action here. How about a look at today's State Farm assist of the game?
And the winner today, the big fella here with the sweetest of dimes. What a plus it is to have a post player who's got this ability to find.
You know, it takes good vision and it takes good decision making right there. He showed both, and he did so at a very high level.
And there have been two very different performances from these teams today as we get going in quarter number 4. All fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset the lineups courtesy of Gatorade for the fourth quarter. So out there for the Nuggets right now, we've got Murray. Gordon out there with Jermichael Green. Then there's Paul Millsap. And it's Gordon finishing it off. Teams have dynasties. The 90s, Michael Jordan. We've seen it over the many decades. Over the next decade, though, Who do you think is going to lead the pack there?
Ooh, that's a great question. You know, with the way Father Time is treating LeBron, you might have to wait and see because he is still playing at such a high level. But, you know, obviously Giannis has got to be on the short list with the Bucks. For me, I really look at Luka in Dallas. I just feel like with Kristaps Porzingis, that duo could just be deadly with how the game is played. But don't sleep on the Celtics with Tatum and Brown and that group that they have, with the front office they have. Man, I think the league overall is going to be in great shape moving forward.
It sure seems that way. No one covering. And the Nuggets lead by 14.
Late reaction defensively. He quickly takes advantage, grows their lead.
You can't afford to give him space. Those kinds of mistakes have been the story of this game. And the truth is, I've been there. He's trying to find the rhythm on his shot. He feels like he's close, and that's why he keeps shooting.
Offensive rebound. Six on the shot clock. Gordon the pass to Bull. And he gets that one to go off the front iron.
And the touch Bull has is impressive. You can tell he has a lot of confidence in that shot.
And it's George again missing.
No doubt it's been a bit of a struggle for him here in this quarter in terms of scoring.
Leonard with the steal. And here we go with Batum heading to the hoop. George with the bucket.
He doesn't need much time to get his shot off. Paul George is a dependable catch-and-shoot option.
Fourth quarter of play, and we're about 2.5 minutes through it right now. Barton against Rondo. Barton passes to Jokic. Shoots over Zubac. And it's off the back rim. No good. Clippers trail by 14. A three from Leonard. Barton with the rebound. And so it's Barton bringing it up for Denver. Gordon kicks to Jokic. Murray outside. George against Gordon. Now, here's Bull. He's tightly guarded. And the second chance effort by Gordon. Gordon's got 4 points in the quarter.
And offensive rebounding really about timing and positioning there. Gordon using both to burn the D.
Sinks the three-pointer.
How can you leave this guy that wide open? Please. That's terrible.
Now Murray. Pass to Jokic from 15 feet away. And he overshot that one, missing. A bit under 3.5 minutes have passed here in the fourth. Leonard. Again, Los Angeles.
Dating all the way back to college, this is one of Kawhi's pet moves, the Sutton pull-up jumper.
Murray surveying the D. Solid shot from the distance of about 14 feet. And the Nuggets lead by 13.
Another good play. This is how they built the lead, calling on the right guys at the right time.
The reason why they stayed aggressive, and they have not let up this entire night. And at this point, I wouldn't expect them to.
Yeah, the defender all over it.
Shooting for Los Angeles.
That free throw good from George.
The rare guy who can do everything at both ends. Paul George gives you a chance to win every night.
And both free throws good for Paul George. 1:14 left to play in the final quarter. Here's Murray for three. Jokic, he hangs in there and cashes in on the second chance points.
And clearly, we will not be witnessing a spirited comeback tonight, albeit as exciting as that would be. This was an excellent all-around performance for Denver.
Tonight, they did a great job of getting everyone involved. They had the good passing, and that led to some open shots.
Solid play, definitely, Kevin.
And, you know, looking back at all the contributions tonight, it was a really phenomenal all-around game for Jokic.
And how many times throughout the course of the evening did he make a momentum-changing play? I thought his relentlessness really keyed their success.
Now George, following the three-point attempt by Jokic. Shoots over Barton. They get the rebound. Outside Batum. 7-second difference. Shot and game clock. Such a wide open look.
Kawhi has all the physical gifts, and the one thing I love, he really can pass.
Murray kicks to Jokic. So it's the Nuggets winning this one easily. All right, David, thank you. And that'll wrap it up, folks. Coming up next, the Clip. Hi, and welcome everyone here on 2K. And a look at the status here of both teams, injured players, and who will not be in the lineup.
And with both teams at less than full strength, we'll have to see which side is able to remain more effective.
Let's take a look at our starters for Portland. Pairing up in the backcourt, Lillard and McCollum. Robert Covington out there with Norman Powell, and it's Nurkic in at the 5 down low. And for the Clippers, Rajon Rondo is out there with Paul George. Then it's Ivica Zubac. Then there's Kawhi Leonard, and it's Batum in at the 4.
And one thing that I don't think Dame Lillard gets enough recognition for, he's an absolutely fantastic leader for this team. The exact kind of captain you would want.
Dame Lillard doesn't do anything with regards to making excuses for some of the reasons why the team may come up short. All he's concerned with is how can we get better. That's the kind of leader you can get behind.
And now the Clippers on the break. And McCollum with the block. And they're able to recover. Second chance shot. Rebound by the Trailblazers.
I don't think the defense does enough out there to bother him. I think that one's all on him. Just a flat-out miss.
And running with a full head of steam, but completely under control.
Yeah, you think he's comfortable at that speed? He's done it so many times before. Just an absolute blur in transition, and that helps get the rhythm going.
The Clippers shooting their first free throws of the game. And he makes the first.
You wonder if Paul George finally has a situation here where he could show why he's an elite player, why he's an all-star, but to pay off how hungry he is to prove it with a late postseason run.
Now here's Lillard. Buries it from three-point range. Lillard's got 7 points.
And they don't want to get in a habit of giving him open looks from 3. First quarter still, but not who you want to leave open.
And Lillard is going to pick up a foul. That is his first foul of the game. So first quarter just over a minute and a half in. And George, here we go. And it's good, 2 points. 7 points in the game.
Paul George is aggressive. Look at his eyes right now, focused on scoring, and he sees the open path and gets right there.
Now here's Lillard. He has 7. McCollum with the ball. Leonard picks him up. Nurkic kicks to Powell. The 3, shot clock at 6. No good on that one. So Los Angeles will take it the other way. And the call will be against Jusuf Nurkic. That's foul number 2 for him. And Portland making a change here. Cantor's checked in. Rondo passes to Zubac. And just under 2.5 minutes elapsed here in the first. And it's the Clippers scoring again. Lillard scanning the floor. It's rebounded by Leonard.
Not quite enough defense that time around. Just lucky he was off.
Here's George. And it's Portland with the rebound. Powell in the high post. McCollum got a piece of it. And now here's George, the fast break opportunity. The 15-footer. No good, shot missing. And the Trailblazers going the other way. Powell kicks to Cantor. And here's McCollum for 3. Kicks it out to Covington. To the left side wing. Here's Lillard. Have the space there, but it's offline.
So weird. Sometimes when you get that much time, it can throw you off just as much as having no time.
Portland trailing here. Powell finds Lillard over Rondo. Back to Lillard. Up top, Powell, defended by George. Lillard, the pass to Cantor, and Cantor throws it down.
That's right on the money from Lillard. That's how you finish a possession.
And now we've got the intentional foul.
Yeah, not sure what that was about. I mean, talk about a brain cramp.
For the Clippers, Patrick Patterson. He's checked in for Zubats. Morris comes in for Nicholas Batum. And Reggie Jackson subbed in for Rajon Rondo. And then for the Trailblazers, Anthony's checked in for Robert Covington. Little comes in for Norman Powell. And it's Simons in for Lillard. Leonard with the steal. Now the Clippers moving it up. And it's Patterson finishing it off.
Stellar anticipation by Leonard to create the fast break opportunity. That's why he's a perennial Defensive Player of the Year candidate.
McCollum with the ball. Guarded now by Patrick Patterson. Here's Cantor. McCollum against Leonard. And Cantor able to finish.
Like when his motor is running and he's playing with high levels of energy, Cantor is a monster on the offensive glass.
George against McCollum. 2 free throws coming up, and they call. And folks, the coach's challenge has been initiated for a personal foul. Close game like this, and he thought it wasn't a good call.
And this is the time now where the officials can review in closer detail what constituted the original personal foul. Getting a different angle can sometimes make it a lot easier to determine.
Greg, indeed, and the one thing with replay review is that when you see the slow motion replays, you really get a new appreciation for just the immense speed at which these players are moving at, and how fast the action really is, and how hard it can be sometimes, you know, Greg, to make the right call. And so the word is in. They've decided that the call stands as it was made on the floor.
And, you know, even if a coach still feels this wasn't the right call, you got to acknowledge the effort being put in to reviewing it. We're double checking, and the game continues on.
Smart play getting Nurkic the ball after the screen and roll. He dives towards the basket and gets the pass in a perfect spot deep in the lane.
And that concludes a back-and-forth, high-scoring first quarter of play. And getting going again here in the second quarter. Fairly close game so far. And let's quickly break down the game we've seen so far from the Clippers, guys. What are your thoughts?
Attacking, drawing fouls. They won that first quarter at the line.
Yeah, they were going right at the opponent here and forcing their hand. I mean, like literally making them foul them.
They've got Kennard, also Reggie Jackson out there, and it's Oturu in at the 5, roaming the paint. They're the group out there for the Clippers starting the second quarter.
And Jackson certainly doesn't lack confidence. A speedy guard who can fill it up in no time.
Here's Simons. He's still scoreless so far in this one. The putback. There's Nurkic putting it right back in.
Such a big body down there. Nurkic battling.
Here's Jackson. Now here's Kennard to the inside, and he stuffs it. What a pass to set him up.
Yeah, I mean, maybe could have tried for a more memorable dunk than that one.
And we know he's capable of those memorable ones. And it's McCollum off the drive. Good work there as it goes. A new generation of players, Greg, coming into the NBA alongside your son Cole. We've got a lot of players who I think are going to have a long-term impact on this game.
There's no doubt about it. Listen, I hope Cole can have the kind of impact that some of these guys are, but look at the Grizzlies. I think they got 2 terrific ones. Ja Morant has superstar written all over him. Brandon Clark probably surprised some people with his ability to have an impact. And if you look at this past draft, Obi Toppin is one to watch. This is a guy with great size and length who was a perimeter player until he had a growth spurt. So those are the types of players that I think when you combine athleticism and skill with the way the court is spaced, man, can have a tremendous impact in this game.
Lillard against George. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line.
Again, when you go from second to fourth gear, Paul George puts a lot of pressure on the defense that way.
And they have yet to miss a shot from the line here this quarter.
A great player on a great role at the charity stripe. The D has got to be careful about being too aggressive on him and sending him back for freebies.
Trailblazers moving the ball around. And it's Lillard missing.
And on an open look like that, he's very gifted at making the weak coverage pay.
And Nicholas Batum, the bucket on the assist by Leonard. Batum's got the lead up to 7 now for the Clippers. Lillard against George. Lillard dishes to Nurkic. Fouled on the shot and picks up 2 points. So 1 free throw coming up.
Excellent job by Nurkic to go right into the defense and get hit. Then he buries the shot.
And he'll be shooting his first free throw of the game here.
And you look at his numbers from last year, 89% from the line. So hard to ask for much more than that.
A different look now for Portland. Cantor checked in for Nurkic, and Anthony subbed in for Robert Covington. Leonard kicks to Rondo. Powell against Leonard. From 15 feet away, the putback controls the rebound and puts it back up and in. And the Clippers lead by 6.
A much better quarter for them shooting the ball.
Lillard outside. From deep three-point range, it's hauled in by Zubac, and it's Norman Powell with the foul. That is his first foul of the game.
And the next one puts him in the bonus.
Clippers leading by 6. George way outside. From outside off the mark. And stolen by Patterson. Coffee, and it's out of bounds, and they say it was last touched by Leonard.
Man, if you're going to grab it, grab that thing. He just lazily reaches out for that, and the result is it's deflected right off of his hand.
Jackson, he's checked in for George. Lillard left side, 11 feet out, and he hits it.
Man, both on balance and on point. Damian working through that mid-range area now.
Outside Rondo. Passes it to Coffee. This one for 3. Portland grabs the miss.
Oh, man, you know he'd love to have that one over.
And they go to the intentional foul. Closing in on 4 minutes played here in the second quarter. McCollum feeling it out a bit. Down low. And Cantor throws it down.
Well, really good ball movement on the entire possession, and then CJ getting slick.
And McCollum has done a lot to improve his impact on the defensive end. Very active with his hands and how he challenges shots.
Well, the blocks numbers last year jumped up a bit. That's kind of a nice indicator of what you're talking about, GA. And he just doesn't get tired. And if he can give some more on the defensive end like he's shown, it's going to help out the team.
Clock at 6. Los Angeles needs to get off a shot here. Morris kicks to Jackson. And even after 2 offensive rebounds, they just can't get the lid off.
Something that's kept this game close is the fact that the rebound stats for both teams are almost identical.
Cantor, the pass to McCollum. Cantor, it's good on the putback. Cantor's got it all tied up now for the Trailblazers.
And defensively, they are on their heels every time the ball comes inside.
16 seconds left in the first half of the game. Jackson dishes to Morris. Kennard against McCollum. Shots good by Kennard. And the Clippers lead by 2.
All the way to the bucket, no resistance, just swipe the candy from him.
And that would have counted, but his shot was off the mark this time. So that'll be it for the first half. Thank you, David, for that interview, and we'll see you back here after the break.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
It is a good game we have here after one half of play. A pretty close game for the Clippers throughout the first quarter. The period came to a close with them holding a 3-point lead. The second. And that'll do it for us.
And if you're just joining us, we've played through the first half in a game that's been fairly even so far. It's been one outstanding game from George.
Well, we'll find out if they were able to find an answer for him over the break. He was scoring with ease in that first half.
Yeah, just way too easy out there, and I'm sure coach is going to make that a priority at halftime.
Here's who Terry Stotts is starting the second half with. The high-powered backcourt pair, Lillard and McCollum. Powell is out there with Robert Covington, and it's Nurkic at the center locking down the middle.
Well, Paul George starting to feel real comfortable right now at the three-point line.
Leonard against McCollum. Pass to Lillard. Free throw line jump shot. Tips it up. There's Nurkic putting it right back in. Nurkic has got 9 points.
And there's a pattern starting to take shape here. They're working it inside and getting good shots from close range.
And George, here we go. Score the basket, his 5th of the game. He's missed 6 shots against those 5 makes.
So good, so experienced. Paul George can convert the toughest of buckets.
Now McCollum. He kicks it to Lillard. No good on the triple.
And you could tell he thought that triple was going to fall.
And an intentional foul right there. So it's both teams making substitutions here. And it's the Clippers with the ball. 3-point lead. And that was something else.
Well, not only looking at Paul George get up, look at the guys on the bench loving it from PG.
Nobody near Lillard from beyond the arc and then some. He's got 14.
He just takes advantage of the D in a way that very few players playing today can do.
Nurkic with the block.
And Nurkic seeing an opportunity there to make the impact defensively with the block.
Shots are just flowing for him right now, having a really strong quarter.
Lillard against George. Takes it out to Covington. Greg, in New York, you obviously played in a number of championship contending teams. What do the Knicks have to do to get back to that feel, that kind of team?
Well, listen, it starts with stability across the board, but mainly that means at the top. And you got to give this new front office, this new regime, an opportunity. I think they got some good young pieces, but title contenders are not in a constant state of flux right now. They've got to take their baby steps here and start moving in the right direction.
Like you say, it does begin in the front office. A platoon swap here for the Clippers.
And of the last 6 baskets, 5 have come on the interior. This is just smash mouth physical basketball, guys.
Nurkic trying to get open. Yep, it goes, and the Clipper lead is cut down now to just 2 on the basket from Lillard.
Well, sometimes you got to take a picture and understand what the defense is giving up, and Lillard took advantage there.
And he's going to get whistled for that foul, G. That was intentional, but not exactly logical.
How about pointless to foul there? I mean, I don't know where his head is, but it's not in the game.
So Portland comes up going with the new group.
Not an easy basket for Jackson. He doesn't shoot a really high percentage, but he does make a lot of tough hoops.
To the middle, here's Cantor, and they pick up 2. 10 points for Enes Kanter.
And you gotta love the big bucket in the paint in this sort of a grinded-out game.
Jackson has the open look, and again, it's the Clippers from deep.
An even stronger second half. Tremendous efficiency at the offensive end of the floor.
Kanter with it. He's got 10. Inside. Good ball movement here by the Trailblazers. Here's McCollum. It's blocked.
And his poor shooting is a big reason that they're staring at this deficit right now. He needs to get on track if they're going to find a way to win.
Count the basket.
I feel like that was instinctual for Melo, like he's seen it before, able to swipe that ball away.
There's 48 seconds left here in the third quarter. There's the steal, and now Portland on the break. Here's McCollum, and the shot goes down. Now just a 1-point Los Angeles lead.
Not bothered by getting hit on that play, probably because CJ is capable in the air to make an adjustment.
And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up. The Clippers have been a perfect 8 of 8 at the line. He's off on the first.
Shooting for Los Angeles, Reggie Jackson. Taking 2 shots.
Good on the second free throw. We've got 28 seconds left to play in the third. And so they choose to intentionally foul. So both teams changing it up here.
That's his first personal foul. First team foul. Substitution on the court.
Here's Lillard. 16 points for him. Kennard covering for the tie. 5 on the clock. And it's Damian Lillard with the 3. Lillard's got 8 here in the quarter.
Just so good at rising, firing, and dismantling defenses.
And it's out of bounds to the Clippers as the Clippers retain possession.
I'll tell you what, they're really fortunate there. Those long bomb passes usually spell disaster, but they get away with one there.
Here's Jackson. Banked in off the glass. Jackson's got 10.
And good to see Jackson finish closer in. Not a guard who just chucks up threes. Can find the creases with that handle.
And at the close of the third quarter, still a close game, and both teams putting up points in a hurry. The Clippers on top. They lead by 1. And after a quick break, we're going to come right back with the start of the fourth quarter. And let's go back to a terrific pass that we're calling tonight our State Farm assist of the game.
And I'm glad this was the pick because I love this pass. Such a great dish. That's what I call court vision.
Well, a great job with the eyes. And what separates great playmakers, as we know, is peripheral vision.
Well, this has been a great contest so far, and I imagine the fourth quarter could have even more action in store for us. Jackson is out there with Rajon Rondo. Then it's Marcus Morris. Then there's Patrick Patterson. And it's Coffey in at the 3. So that's the lineup on the floor for the Clippers. And we have an intentional foul there, GA. Wish I could say why.
That one's pretty strange. I mean, no idea what got into his head right there.
George looking over the floor. Makes that one fall. It's his 8th bucket in 15 shot attempts.
And this is the effort you want to see out of your guys, win or lose.
A great example out here of just a no-quit team continuing to compete until the final buzzer.
Cantor finds Lillard. And here is Anthony. From outside the arc. And that's good. Damian Lillard for 3. Lillard's got 11 in the second half. George against Lillard. And George, here we go. 2 points. That one goes. George has got the game tied up here for the Clippers. And it's Lillard with the ball. He brings it up for the Trailblazers. Out to Anthony. There's the 3. And Damian Lillard with the bucket on the assist by Anthony. Lillard's got the lead up to 3 now for Portland. And so they foul intentionally. McCollum's checked in for the Trailblazers. And Fernie Simons comes in for Damian Lillard. Outside, George. Final quarter here, and we're just over a minute and a half through it. Trailblazers leading by 3. Jones, the pass to Carmelo. Kicks to Cantor. Here's McCollum from deep. And the Trailblazers, another 3.
Man, the triples keep falling, guys. That's 3 in a row.
And there's a foul. It's on C.J. McCollum. That's his 3rd foul of the game. Outside Leonard. And Cantor pulls it down. Cantor's got his 6th rebound on the night to the inside. And it's sent back by George.
Not many guys have the two-way ability of a Paul George. Just as dangerous defensively as he can be offensively.
And they're beginning to just flat out fall apart defensively right now, especially on the interior.
McCollum passes to Cantor, and Cantor throws it down.
Yeah, undersized guys with athleticism do these kind of things, playing above the rim. Love to see him get up like that.
George against McCollum. Excellent D from Cantor. Trailblazers leading by 6. To the left wing. Back to Anthony. Good ball movement here by the Trailblazers. And here's McCollum for 3. Offensive rebound. Cantor, the pass to Simons. And a wide open look for McCollum. Here's Cantor. The pass to Anthony. Back to McCollum. The 3. Batum grabs the miss.
And there hasn't been anything easy for him in this period.
No, I haven't seen him in comfortable spots, or at least spots we've seen in this offensive set that are allowing him to settle in.
Portland's gotten 3 of their 6 3-pointers to fall here in the 4th. Over 3.5 minutes through the final quarter now. Shot clock at 6. Cantor kicks to McCollum. The long distance 3 is barreled. McCollum's got 12 points here in the second half.
It's been this way since halftime. Tremendous production from beyond the arc.
Yeah, pretty infectious right here. Guys in good spirits, and percentages from downtown on the rise in the second half.
Launches a 3. Cantor dishes to Jones. It's McCollum on the wing, defended by George. Again, McCollum missing. And here is Los Angeles now. 9-point game. A 3 from Leonard. Carmelo Anthony comes up with the rebound. Here's the Trailblazers with the ball. They're on a 16-6 run.
He missed that one, but I've seen him drill shots from that distance in warm-up.
Oh, no, I know he can make it, but that's warm-ups, so maybe just a step too far.
Just 1 second between the shot clock and game clock. And it's George missing. Here's Simons. And so it's Portland winning this one. A solid win on the road for them. This building was dead silent by the time GA